Angela Buck writes stories and teaches writing in Columbus, Ohio. If you like her problems and want to know more about them from a safe distance, pick up a copy of her first book, Horses Dream of Money, which will be published in spring 2021 by FC2.
Wait, Ish, you got to ask me if I have problems.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So Angela, you think you got problems?
Yeah, Ish, I have problems. And the problem I'm going to talk about today is called the Wilson problem. So the Wilson problem is named after Wilson, who's the main character of Nightmare at 20,000 Feet by Richard Matheson. So most of you probably know the plot. Wilson sees a little man on the wing of his plane while the plane is flying cross country. And furthermore, the little man is tampering with the engine. But what's truly terrifying here is not the little man himself, but the fact that Wilson can't get the pilot or anyone on the plane to see the little man. So that's what I call the Wilson problem. It is this happening in my head or is it happening in the world? And here's the quote from the story when the Wilson problem reaches its moment of crisis. He twitched as across the window through which he watched the little man, the pilot's reflection passed. The insanity of the moment almost broke him. The man and the pilot within feet of each other, both seen by him, yet not aware of one another. So Wilson can see the little man. He has the wherewithal to see the pilot's reflection, but he can't get them to see each other. So that's the problem. But to me, Matheson is dramatizing a social condition under capitalism. So here's how I see that. So here is the subject. Here is the object. Here's what we might call fantasy. And here's what we call reality. So for Wilson, the gap here is widening by the second. But the reason why this dramatizes a social condition is because there's always a gap here. The split between subject and object is real. It's just most of the time we're not aware of it. So most of the time, you know, we're sharing a fantasy with other people, or we're convinced by our own fantasy, and so the fantasy drops out and we just call that reality. But for Wilson, these are getting too far apart. And so there are moments when we become aware of this split during moments of crisis. So for Wilson, it is a crisis of perception, but you could also think of this in social terms as a crisis of mass perception, a crisis of hegemony even. The important thing to remember is that the split is real, and therefore the terror is real. So here are my conclusions about the Wilson problem, which are not really very conclusive. Wilson's problem is our problem. Wilson can't solve it. It's something we all have to solve because it's a social condition. If no one sees the little man, he will destroy the plane. So Wilson's right about that. But the pilot cannot see the little man. It's not that he will not see the man, it's that he cannot see the little man. It's not his business. It's literally beyond his realm of perception. But that, in a sense, is a good thing, Because the only thing worse than not being seen by the pilot is being seen by the pilot. Which leads me to number 5. It's not enough to destroy the little man. We must also destroy the pilot. But that brings me to number 6, which is, but then who will fly the plane? So that is the Wilson problem as I see it. And if you have a solution to the Wilson problem, you can email it to me at angela.buck@gmail.com. I also have my book coming out in the spring. So if you would like to read it, or if you would like to review it, I have review copies. So let me know.
That was brilliant. Thank you, Angela. That was fantastic. And I hope everybody votes. I'm just going to put that out. No, Tuesday is the day we vote. And I want to thank everybody for being here. Also, if you would like to be on the show, please shoot an email. This is the email address. It is rippedproblems@gmail.com. And we are your friends, and hopefully we will see you next week.
Thank you.